news for this Wednesday. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm Lester Holt. Please take care of yourself and each other. Good night.
Give it up for our brand new coach, Camila Cabello.
Your talent is that of a superstar.
This was another level. Amazing.
Who's in the final? It's up to you.
That was a moment I'll never forget.
AGT, live tonight on
Like most people, I bust my butt day in and day out. I earn every dime of my paycheck. It's the Wisconsin way.
But Governor Tony Evers supports paying welfare benefits to people who won't work, even after they turn down job offers.
That's a disgrace.
That's a disgrace.
It's a slap in the face to hardworking people like us.
Tony Evers should know better.
Tony Evers should know better, but he doesn't.
Tony Evers, our failed liberal governor.
Dan, Jessica, and Jeff bring you the news and weather from where you live weeknights.
Straight ahead, two historical societies in the Northwoods are collaborating to offer tours. Find out what they will be teaching the community.
Plus, the Northwoods man is following his passion, how he found his true calling, and what he's now offering the area.
And the FDA has approved a new COVID-19 booster. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 at 6 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 12 at 6. I'm Michael Lodholtz.
And I'm Jessica Jukic. The Northern Lakeland Historical Society and the Manitowish Waters Historical Society are collaborating on tours open to the public all summer long.
On their Clear Mud and Stone Lake tour, they bring visitors to historic sites along the shores of the Manitowish Waters chain. The partnership is happy to bring the community together to learn about the history when the Europeans entered this area. And they hope that the lessons can be learned from the history we have made here so far.
I think it's important for people to learn the history and see what's been done as far as resources and everything else goes, to kind of value what we have here and make sure that we try to make it sustainable.
The series tracks settlers like Dan Devine, who came from across the pond in Ireland. He was a surveyor turned timber cruiser. For the tour guides, sharing his story is important to understanding the area.
I think it's important to learn the history of the area, to understand where we've come from, and to also help us understand where we're headed.
Tracking from the European entry to the area all the way to the modern era, visitors have a tour book to follow along the way. The partnership will continue offering tours into next month. For more information or to register, contact the North Lakeland Discovery Center. A beautiful day we had out there today.
Chief Meteorologist Jeff Willard joins us now. Jeff?
Yeah, hey guys, temperatures back in the 70s to low 80s out there again today. Tomorrow, the same story, followed by even warmer temperatures getting in here, most likely on Friday, with highs back in the mid 80s across our area. But for right now, it's 77 in Rhinelander, 74 for Antigo, 84 for Green Bay. A sign of things to come. Warmer, more humid air is on the way. Arriving tonight, but kind of getting in here full force on Friday morning. Okay, so lots of clear skies out there today. There are a couple puffy clouds, yes, not a big deal at all. But we're watching something to the west of us, though. It's not really this. This will dive to our south tomorrow. There's going to be a front forming up here, basically tomorrow evening. That is going to move our direction for Friday. Now, Friday afternoon and Friday evening, there's lots of football games going on. There will likely be a couple of thunder showers across our region. That will quickly get out of here, then much cooler for the weekend, as we'll have high temperatures back in the low 70s over the weekend. Our forecast, though, tonight, though, is a gorgeous night once again. We're getting used to these, right? Look for low temperatures down near 52. Your full forecast is coming up. Jessica.
The city of Tomahawk is one step closer to completing a major road construction project before its annual fall ride. Tomahawk is planning on paving West Somo Avenue on Friday. Over the summer, the city replaced water mains and storm drains from South Tomahawk Avenue to West Somo Avenue to Sarah Park. The $1.2 million project has been in the works the past few months, and they are planning on finishing the project before thousands of people flock to Tomahawk for its fall ride, which will take place on September 15th.
A Forest County family is searching for a missing family heirloom. The Forest County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help in finding a missing wedding ring and band set. The rings were last seen in the Blackwell Township of Forest County on or about August 18th. The family is missing a woman's gold solitaire wedding ring and a diamond wedding band. The ring has sentimental value and has been in their family for more than 75 years. The family is offering a $1,000 reward for the return of the ring set. If you have any information on the missing jewelry, contact the Sheriff's Office at 715-478-7737.
Sometimes a job isn't all that you expected it to be, and one Northwoods man made an entire career shift to find his true passion. Luke Olenichek was a butcher for 8 years. Recently, he shifted his career and started his own business as a private chef. He says after becoming a private chef, his job is more fulfilling.
I wanted to do something I was passionate about. Every day I have an opportunity to get out of bed and create something truly incredible, and it's just really fulfilling.
He cooks for weddings, anniversaries, and other special gatherings. According to Nina Baum, co-founder of Northwoods Young Professionals, more people are shifting careers. Baum's organization focuses on attracting young talent to northern Wisconsin.
I think the pandemic created a lot of opportunity for these young professionals to come up here and actually be able to have a career that would support them. So this allowed them to change their careers or explore different options that they would not have been able to in the past.
Baum also says owning your own business gives you more control over your future. Just like Chef Luke's business, Chef Luke can attend all kinds of gatherings in the Northwoods. He can be reached at privatechefluke.com. One hurdle now cleared for new COVID-19 vaccines. Today, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration gave a green light to updated boosters aimed at the most dominant variants.
But a top U.S. health official is also responding to the criticism that the U.S. government moving too quickly on boosters. Mandy Gaither has more on today's Health Minute.
In the U.S., BA.5 continues to be the dominant variant, last week causing nearly 9 out of 10 new COVID infections, according to CDC estimates.
I really would love to be ahead of this variant this season.
That's what the updated COVID-19 boosters are aimed at doing. It's a bivalent vaccine, which means it contains mRNA encoding from the original coronavirus spike protein, together with mRNA encoding from the spike protein of the Omicron BA.4 and BA.5 variants.
As we have updated these booster shots for the fall, the data that we are looking at is related to very, very small changes in the mRNA sequence and really shouldn't impact safety at all.
Both Moderna and Pfizer have now been given initial emergency use authorization from the FDA for their updated boosters, but there is some criticism that the U.S. government is moving too quickly and without enough human data.
There's always a question here of being too slow versus too fast. And I think one of the challenges is if we wait for those data to emerge in human data, not just mice data, in human data, we will be using what I would consider to be a potentially outdated vaccine.
CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says the strategy now is to tailor vaccines that would have the greatest effect, ideally one that would have less waning over time by targeting the variants that are dominant now. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Football season is right around the corner, and with it, a few roster changes.
Coming up after the break, see how a local university is excited for their new head coach. That's After Weather with Jeff, right here on Newswatch 12.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's Labor Day preview sale is going on now. Don't miss 30% off furniture, plus an additional 15% off, or no interest for 60 months. It's the Labor Day preview sale, and it's this week only at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
I worked really hard to save for retirement, worked all the hours I could, whatever it took. But Ron Johnson thinks we should consider raising the retirement age for Social Security and Medicare. That's a terrible idea. And he voted over and over again to weaken and cut Medicare, driving up our costs. Ron Johnson even wanted to privatize Social Security, calling it a legal Ponzi scheme. Tell Ron Johnson to strengthen Medicare.
Is this the new phone?
Yeah. With U.S. Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted
for free. And I was already a customer.
Any brand? With any size?
I got exactly what I wanted. Big screen, big storage. I cannot remember the last time I had so many different options.
At US Cellular, new and current customers can get any phone from any brand free. Are you actually texting them?
I don't know. I just thought I would just...
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
Labor Day weekend at Crandon International Raceway is here. 3 huge days and nights of racing and entertainment. It's the biggest and most prestigious off-road race in the world. September 1st through 4th, the 53rd Polaris Crandon World Championships. Get all the information for this incredible weekend of racing and camping at CrandonOffroad.com. See you at the Big House.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's Labor Day Mattress Preview Sale is going on now. Save up to $1,000 on Serta, up to $800 on Purple, and up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic. Plus special financing and free furniture on select mattresses. This week only at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
Brought to you by Lockview Desert Health Center, Eagle River, and Waters Meat.
It's the last day of August, September right around the corner. Lots of football games on Friday. It's going to be okay, but a couple of thunder showers are on the way and cooler temperatures over the weekend. Today, though, lots of sunshine with temperatures hanging out back in the 80s for a lot of areas today. Northwood's pretty much stuck in the 70s today, but tomorrow, lots more 80s on the map. Right now, we're at 77 in Rhinelander, lots of sunshine with that northwest breeze around 8 dying down as we speak, and the pressure is steady at 29.98. Over at Wausau, 83 for you, a west wind around 9. So again, less windy today, and that pressure is falling, and the dew points are rising as temperatures are climbing as well all day today. Lots of 80s pretty much around us, but today, Northwood stuck in the 70s. Tomorrow, though, probably not so much. Highs back in the low to mid 80s. The average high is now 74, the average low being 50, record high 90 back in 1991. And look at that record low, 33 back in 2009. The sun sets shortly at 7:37. My favorite airplane this evening. Okay, going forward though, temperature-wise, 83 tomorrow. A couple of you could easily do 85 tomorrow. Same story for Friday. And then, what happens here? A cold front comes through on Friday evening, peak of daytime heating. That will definitely mean a couple of thunder showers across the region Friday afternoon. And then much cooler air gets in here, not cold, but cooler for Saturday into Sunday before climbing back up in the 80s again on Tuesday. So you get the idea. A cold front's on the way for Friday afternoon, likely giving us a couple of thunder showers then. But if you want to cool off, though, here's Lake Superior water temperatures. These are surface temperatures in the 50s mid-lake. Don't go out there as far away. But some of the bays here have temperatures in the 60s and 70s. That can be comfortable for a couple minutes, right? Allergy-wise, lots of wind the last 2 days around here. Kicked up the allergies. Grass pollen is now off the charts again, and the mold is not too far behind that. Lots of clear skies out there today. Very comfortable, right? With overall, though, we'll call it mostly clear skies tonight. And then our attention turns over here. That's not going to bug us. That's going to go that way. But for us, we're going to watch a cold front over here forming. That's going to move our direction beginning tomorrow afternoon and evening and get here on Friday. That's going to likely give us a couple of thunder showers on Friday afternoon. A couple of those could produce some locally heavy rainfall, but overall it'll be a quick moving system and be out of here by Friday night. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is mostly clear skies, low temperatures down near 52, and a calm wind after midnight could give us a little bit of dense fog after midnight tonight. For tomorrow, all right, here we go. It's Thursday. Lots of sunshine once again. Warmer tomorrow. So area-wide 80s tomorrow. I want the 83. We could do 85 in there with that southwest breeze around 5 to 15 throughout the afternoon. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress shows tomorrow. We're quiet, 83. 84, humid, a couple of thunder showers on Friday. It's going to be a little bit bumpy throughout the afternoon. And then look at the weekend. Saturday and Sunday hanging out in the low 70s, less humid with plenty of sunshine. Jessica and Michael.
Just before the Labor Day holiday weekend travel rush, major airlines are tweaking their protocol for when passengers can get meal and hotel vouchers if a flight is delayed or canceled.
It's in response to the pressure from the Biden administration to step up their game when it comes to consumer rights. American, United, Delta, Southwest, and JetBlue have all rolled out changes this week. The updated policies published online have been rewritten in clearer language. For example, United is now offering a free meal voucher for flights that are delayed more than 3 hours when the previous threshold was 4 hours. And American Airlines is offering hotel rooms for travelers that need to wait overnight as long as the cancellations aren't caused by something beyond the airline's control, like weather.
Sam's Club is raising its annual membership fees this fall. This marks the first fee hike for the Walmart-owned retailer in 9 years. Sam's announced today that the rates for Club's members will go up from $45 to $50, and rates for the higher tier Plus level will go from $100 to $110. The changes go into effect October 17th and will bring Sam's closer in price to their rival, Costco, which charges $60 a year for its basic membership and $120 for its higher tier gold membership. In a note to members this afternoon, Sam's Club CEO Kathy McClay said the company is mindful of the financial pressure on wallets right now and will be reimbursing the fee increase in Sam's cash that can be used at its stores.
College football is officially back this upcoming Saturday, and UW Stevens Point will have a new coach at the helm. Luke Vinay is looking to build up the program after 4 straight losing seasons. Newswatch 12's Will Harrelson headed down to Stevens Point and has more.
It's been a real enjoyable process.
After 19 years as a part of the UW Oshkosh coaching staff, Vinay decided to make the move to conference rival UW Stevens Point.
You know, we've had 2 weeks and a couple days really of camp, and these guys have done a great job of getting better every day. You know, from where we were on day one.
Oshkosh is usually near the top of the conference, while Stevens Point is near the bottom. Vinay wants to build a winning culture and knows that it takes time. He said working to get better every day is more important than wins and losses.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be coming down to having the right people in here and working hard and not getting too worried about the record. Let's just keep building this thing day by day and hopefully get better and better.
UWSP kicks off their season September 3rd, hosting Mayville State. Vinay can't wait to give his new team an opportunity to compete and grow.
Excited to get out there in front of people and show off, and these guys have a chance to show off what the work they put into this thing, and just trying to get better every day, and that's what we've been doing, and hopefully we continue that today.
Reporting in Stevens Point, Will Harrelson, Newswatch 12.
The Tomahawk High School football team's homecoming game is in jeopardy. Why the school is now scrambling to find a new opponent. We'll break it down after the break.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
Traffic is horrible.
Great. Time for another one of these.
Bite into the new Primal Burrito or Biscuit with prime rib at Hardee's. See Jurassic World Dominion in theaters June 10th.
Here's Mandela Barnes avoiding questions about his unpaid taxes.
He stormed out of an interview after being asked about his unpaid property taxes.
Barnes also paid no income tax, yet Barnes supports Biden's tax increase on working families and an army of new IRS agents to audit middle-class families. Mandela Barnes, higher taxes for you, unpaid taxes for him. Wisconsin Truth PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
They want to talk about property taxes.
When I first moved here to Wausau from Madison, downtown was the very first area that I looked at, and I was shocked at the unavailability of housing opportunities that was there.
The mall as it is no longer viable. That has changed. It's changed across the country, and it's our turn to change what we have here into a new vision.
My hope is this is something that the Wausau community comes together to do what they always do, which is unite behind reinvesting in Wausau and making it a great place to live, work, and play.
It's Northwoods Furniture's sizzling summer sale going on now. As the summer heats up, so do our sales. Find red-hot store-wide savings at both locations. We have it all. Beautiful furniture and mattresses to fit everyone's comfort and style. Save on select Sealy mattresses, Lazy Boy, and Flex Steel furniture, and more. Enjoy the summer sun, relaxing on quality Amish-built outdoor furniture, all on sale now. Hurry in for best selections. Northwoods Furniture and Mattress in Eagle River, celebrating 15 years in business.
My wife and I worked hard for decades. We thought our retirement was secure.
But inflation is changing everything. Gas, groceries. It's hard for retirees on fixed incomes. But I'm even more worried about the debt we're leaving our grandchildren.
Senator Ron Johnson understands we must get spending under control.
And he's working to stop the waste in Washington.
Tell Senator Johnson to keep fighting for Wisconsin seniors and the next generation.
Next to Market Watch, numbers. Boring. In more delicious news, there's a buy one famous star, get one for $1 deal at Hardee's.
Bite into the famous star today, only at Hardee's.
Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Bone and Joint Walk-In Care.
The Tomahawk High School football team has had a Cinderella-like start to their season, upsetting Rhinelander at Mike Webster and then beating Lakeland Union for the first time since 2003.
However, this Cinderella team may have just lost their chance to go to the ball this year, as the Menominee Indian High School football team has canceled their game with the Hatchets on October 7th. The game holds significance to Tomahawk because it's their homecoming game. This game comes after Menominee Indian canceled the majority of their games for this season and have not canceled the remaining games, including one against Northland Pines. As of right now, Tomahawk and Northland Pines are still looking for a replacement opponent.
In just over a month, more than 20,000 people will flood to Bayfield for Apple Fest. The last 2 summers have been very dry there, which doesn't bode well for the peninsula's apple crop. Quinn Gorham caught up with some local orchards today about what to expect.
Last year was probably one of the worst dry years we've seen and since I've been on the farm.
Dane Hauser says a drought can be hard on apple crops.
If the trees are I guess, shocked or stressed that much, you don't know if those buds will actually be viable for the next year.
That's because the buds that grow on the trees here at Hauser's Superior View Farm this year will become next year's apple crop.
As you can see, you have your fruit now, and next year's fruit buds you can tell by there's a little spur and then the bud. So these are next year's fruit buds.
But for many in the Bayfield area, apples aren't the only crop they produce.
We've got about 100 pear trees. We start the year with asparagus across the street. We've got strawberries, blueberries. We grow award-winning garlic.
Dave Kostitsky with Bayfield Apple Company says without an extensive irrigation system, that lack of water could cause some strain on crops in the area, like their garlic.
We had irrigation on all this, so it was fine. Without that, we'd be in desperate straits.
But in Bayfield, the apple crop is king. And with just a few weeks before the start of Apple Fest, Hauser says the orchard is ready for a good harvest.
It's looking like a normal year, an average year, and we've done this so many times, it'll be pretty easy.
We'll be right back with one final look at your forecast.
Slumberland Furniture has savings up to 50% off list prices, or in some cases, even more, at our Labor Day sale on now. Shop our big selection of sectionals, sofas, recliners, dining, and bedrooms. Shop the huge Labor Day sale on now.
With Honda, every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures farther with Honda, America's most fuel-efficient, full-line automaker. Hurry into a local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily.
When our kids go to school, we want them thinking about this, not worrying about this. But Tim Michaels would allow guns on school grounds and let teens buy AR-15s and red flag laws that help prevent school shootings. He says they won't happen here. It's another reason Tim Michaels' radical agenda is a risk we just can't afford.
Complete your update at Menards. Morton Water Softeners help you enjoy the benefits of soft water with softer skin and cleaner clothes. Manage your water smarter with Morton's Look Ahead technology. It learns and predicts your water needs, saving you money. Continue your update with the perfect bathroom products from Max. Max has more than 1,000 shower doors, bathtubs, and shower kits to add luxury to your life. Save 11% on Max bathroom products and Morton Water Softeners.
Save big money at Menards.
In the 1960s, when churches were burned,
President Kennedy stepped up, condemned it.
To burn churches, I consider both cowardly as well as outrageous.
President Kennedy pledged justice.
As soon as we are able to find out who did it, we'll arrest them.
Now, churches are being burned again because they protect unborn babies and women in need. Our second Catholic president?
Keep protesting, because keep making your point.
Get up to 50% off list prices or more at our Labor Day mattress sale at Slumberland Furniture. Like this special purchase Sealy Posturepedic for just $5.99, or this ultra firm Sealy Posturepedic for $10.99. For your easiest shopping ever, Slumberland Furniture.
Eagle Floor Covering in Eagle River, locally owned and operated for over 2 decades. With over 40 years of combined quality sales and service experience, we can help you find the right floor for your lifestyle and budget.
Earlier this week, it was tomatoes covering the highway, and now another staple of Italian cooking is covering a U.S. highway. Portions of a Tennessee highway were closed Tuesday evening when a tractor-trailer wreck sent Alfredo sauce pouring across the roadway. A truck hit a retaining wall shortly before 5 p.m. on Interstate 55 in Memphis. The truck was carrying Bertolli Alfredo sauce, which could be seen covering all 3 northbound lanes of the roadway.
That's a messy cleanup.
I'm so sad. I love Bertolli Alfredo sauce. Hopefully we're not out of it stuff. All right, let's check on graphics. Currently, we have temperatures hanging out in the 70s and a couple of 80s out there. You can melt Alfredo sauce with that. But hey, it's going to be a nice evening tonight and a great day tomorrow. It's going to get warmer, though. We have 80s back in the forecast tomorrow and Friday. Lots of football games on Friday, and here's the scoop. It's going to rain for many of us on Friday. Looking for a couple of showers and storms out there Friday afternoon. Quickly getting out of here by Friday evening, and a beautiful weekend, but cooler with temperatures Saturday and Sunday basically hanging out in the low 70s. So you can make pasta on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right?
As long as we get that beautiful weekend, I'm happy.
It's coming.
About that.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have. Stick around. We'll be back at 10.
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers and Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio.
With summer winding down and life getting back to normal, many of you are looking for something new and exciting to shake things up. That's why you're going to love the stuffed pizza sticks we're making today. And